Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what is up? What is good? The king! Yeah. The king of lightning. Here today, bringing you guys and gals a Toriko. La la. Alright, Toriko people, chapter 396, version 2. Version 2. This is something that I should have done at the beginning of the year in January when it came out. So I do apologize for not doing that. I am late. Really late, but I am already late on many things, even more late than this. However, as always, one of my favorite mottos, better late than never. And here we are talking about the version 2 chapter of the final chapter of Toriko. And mainly, we're going to be talking about the things that are added on. Now, this is the volume chapter of Toriko. At some point, I'm going to get the other volumes because they do contain other stuff that I want to talk about as well. So mind you, I am not done with Toriko. There are still things to talk about. Toriko himself will be in versus matchups for sure. Oh, most definitely. We're not focusing on that right now. What we're focusing on are the additions. The animal and ingredient list, also story from Mitsutoshi himself. And when you read it, it does give you a very good idea as to what was going on behind the scenes when it comes to not necessarily the company itself, Shueisha that he works for, when it comes to his own physical well-being and mental health. And by the way, one more thing, you really should check out a DeviantArt page by the name of Addrid, who has done a lot of Toriko stuff. He or she, probably he, is the person that has done these fantastic photos of the attacks of Toriko compared to the planet of Toriko, and then also comparing it to our planet, our small planet Earth, compared to their Toriko world, and then how amazing these attacks are. So we get a scale of the attack itself, not only compared to their world, but also our world as well. These photos are going to be crucial when it comes to versus matchups in the future that I plan. And honestly, it looks very, very good. And on top of that, this person has the entire final chapter Toriko in color. The whole thing in color, and it looks pretty damn good, so you should go check it out for sure. My thumbnail comes from this guy's DeviantArt. If you haven't seen it before, you gotta check it out. There'll be a link in the box below to Addrid's DeviantArt page. That being said, folks, talking about what was added on when it comes to this chapter, the final chapter of Toriko. First and foremost, the animal and ingredient list. We have ourselves the Konzo, the End Mammoth, mammal beast, capture level 1,200, habitat extinct species, body length maximum 7,000 meters, body height maximum 6,000 meters. That's a big boy. He's as big as a mountain. Body weight maximum of 1 trillion tons. Cost unknown. And here is a size comparison of a regular human to the mammoth itself. As the name suggests, it is an elephant with the be-all, end-all of strength, physique, ferocity, power, speed, and flavor. Now, the speed count throws me off because mammoths aren't normally that fast, but at the same time, it's Toriko. Things that are immense in size can have also extraordinary speed. FTL speed's easy. Moving on. Specifically, its meat is said to be so perfectly delicious, it put an end to the careers of Bishokuya that ate it, giving it the nickname the End Mammoth. Toriko added this remarkable ingredient to his full course as its last item, the meat dish. Again, getting stats on the End Mammoth, getting a size comparison of the End Mammoth, as well as some description about the End Mammoth as well. Moving on. The second of the mammal and ingredient list, and this is where things get crazy. The Mitarashi Dango planet dumpling. Capture level 60,000 dog. That is 6 times more than the big God himself. Habitat outer space. Body length 6.5 million kilometers. 6.5 million kilometers for those 4 planets. Body weight unknown, cost unknown. Dongo planets. Now, the description is pretty insane because it alludes to something that is absolutely mind-numbing, but it's Toriko. And honestly, when you read more and more, it's kind of like, oh, I really wished that Toriko would have a part 2, where we would explore the outer reaches of space into the unknown. But let's continue here. So we have a size comparison. I mean, basically, to the planet system itself, you're a microbe. Like, you you don't even register when it comes to size. But here comes the description. A multi-planet system ingredient, each 1,500 kilometers in diameter. Each of these planets right here is bigger than Jupiter. Each of these planets right here is bigger than Jupiter. Once again, a multi-planet system ingredient, each 150,000 kilometers in diameter. Because of its mysterious nature as a specific ingredient, few details are known about it. But it is said that they are drifting in space because they were lost from a planet Dongo shop.
Holy Jesus.
A planet Dongo shop, which exists somewhere in space. There also exists soy flower planet dumplings, mugwort planet dumplings, wherever they are, and bamboo grass salsa planet dumplings, among others. So not only is there a shop with these dumplings, so compare an actual dumpling to the actual store that sells the dumpling. There's also probably entities that run the planet Dongo shop. I mean, it's... Oh, the space adventures. Toriko! Komatsu! Oh my god, it's great. Fuck, man. There's a planet dongo shop that sell planetary dongos that are the size of Jupiter. And mind you, we have seen, I mean, I just showed it to you, beings that are the size of galaxies, albeit the galaxy is small, only 10 light years in diameter, which is, or radius, or no, probably diameter, which is really small for a galaxy. But those creatures are still massive, absolutely gargantuan. Well, let's continue here. Man, the gourmet gods, just so many things. So let's continue here. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the Space Typhon. Oh boy, boy, boy. Space Beast. That's, I could think, a new category of beast. Space Typhon, Space Beast. Capture level, look at that number. He's 53 times God's superior. 53 times. And also, this gun, what's going on there still? I don't know. I don't know why there's a revolver just chilling in space, but it's just there. Maybe it was like just drawn in for the sake of, I don't know. When I get the volumes, I'll double check that, as well as other things that will exist in the previous volumes when it comes to the animal and ingredient list and so on and so forth. So, 530,000 capture level. Habitat outer space. Body length 8 million.
What is that?
Kilometers. Body weight unknown, cost unknown. This thing is a scary, scary creature, but the description has yet to come. So here is the space type. I can't even show it all. You don't need to show it all. You're non-existent. You don't even register. You're a microbe compared to this goddamn thing. The description. A super giant snake that drifts through space. It loves delicious gourmet planets and will swallow them whole. Because it is a docile creature that does not have a strong appetite, it is said to be able to live comfortable for 1,000 years after eating one planet. So the dude can digest a planet every 1,000 years. And what we see there is probably a planet. What we see there right there, you know what? Let me actually go to Addrid right here. So right here, let's look at this planet that he consumed. That's a planet that this space Typhon had just consumed. That planet is bigger than one of the Dongo planets. One of the Dongo planets is bigger than Jupiter. Do you, like, that's, like, oh. No! Oh my god. I'm just thinking about how amazing it would have been to seeing so many of these things. Not only the space Typhon, but this, no. This guy was second on my list. Right here. Right here. These are the things I really wanted to see. Oh. The Cosmos Mammoth. No! A pack of delicious elephants, each as big as an entire star, the Cosmos Mammoths that form a nebula. And what is that? What is that in the corner? How big is this thing? Yo. Woo-wee! Oh man, brings a tear to my eye, even though you don't see it. It does. Its meat is delicious, and if you manage to defeat it, you may be able to obtain that meat. But do keep in mind its capture level of 530,000. Yeah, that's a quite important detail. So this thing, as far as you can tell thus far, is like the boss, the final boss of the solar system. Mother Snake was godly impressive, but this thing is... Mother Snake is a newborn compared to this guy. Absolutely. A whole new level. Now we go into the character profile. And this is for Pear. You look at Pear's stats: speed, intelligence, appetite, abilities, special abilities, and power. He's clean. A perfect pentagon. Pear, age unknown, blood type unknown, height 255 centimeters, sight just way above normal, birthday unknown, star sign unknown, weight 8 tons, because Toriko characters, because of the muscle density, they do weigh a lot, and then foot size, for some reason that's there too, 75 centimeters. One of the surviving blue nitro ate some of Akasha's body, and Akasha ate some of its body, allowing it to discover the existence of Neo and at the same time the presence of its brethren inside Akasha. In conflict with Akasha over whether to seal Neo or save his friends, he entered the final battle. Now, here we have the Shimabu story, and this is the story of Shimbakuro. As I read this, you're going to get a much better insight as to what was going on with the man himself. So let's continue. Hello, it's Shimabukuro. This is the final volume of Toriko. I'm writing this in the early morning at a family restaurant. Since I finished my "Is that seriously a job a human can physically do" weekly serialization, 3 weeks have passed. That's how he describes his job. My personal landscape hasn't changed much, but my mysterious cough that went for 2 months is gone. Besides feeling better, little old me, who hasn't got anything too special about him, went into the finale of Toriko where he found stress and pressure even he didn't foresee, I guess. Though now that my throat feels better, the feeling of having beer go down it is pretty great. Booze is so good. Of course it tasted good even while the series was still going. It's been 15 years now since I drew the first one shot for Toriko. 6 years after that, the serialization started, and Toriko ended up being a super long series that ran for 8.5 years. We are accustomed to seeing series like One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, Fairy Tail, fuck Fairy Tail, but Fairy Tail. I guarantee you that Boku no Hero Academia will also go the long run. Maybe Haikyuu, maybe Black Clover, I'm not too sure. Toriko ended on chapter 396. Kingdom has reached chapter 500 plus. So a lot of the series that I have reviewed, a lot of the series that a lot of folks read, are series that have gone over the 400, 450 plus mark. For Mitsutoshi, the super long series of Toriko was just under 400 chapters. Now, back in the day, series were shorter from a length standpoint, much shorter in comparison to what we have now. I believe some of the longest running series, like let's say during the Dragon Ball era, and Dragon Ball itself was like 500 plus chapters, but Rurouni Kenshin is like 250 some odd chapters, and that was fairly lengthy back then. He considers Toriko to be 396 chapters super long. We have series like Ippo that's over 1,100 some odd chapters. So once again, just giving you guys greater insight into the man and how he perceived Toriko and the work environment and so on and so forth. Not only that, but it got adapted into an anime, something I can't even express how thankful I am for. I would say I disagree vehemently, but it is what it is. Unless it was like the OVA. The OVA, when it first came out, it was like, yo, this is awesome. But when it came to Toei and the actual weekly anime, but let's continue. Originally, I went into drawing Toriko with all sorts of feelings, and now that it's all done, my honest feeling is one of relief. Though I was all too aware of my own immaturity as an author and felt frustrated knowing that not everyone would be satisfied, I've got to be diligent. But that's not to say that getting to draw Toriko and the others wasn't an incredible experience. To everyone that allowed me to draw Toriko, Komatsu, Koko, Sunny, Zebra, and the many, many other characters running all over the pages, thank you so much. While I drew it every week, there was no greater joy to me than knowing I was bringing happiness into people's lives. Though I killed off a lot of characters in the second half, I hope you forgive me for that. So, first of all, even though I love Jiro, I love Midora, I love Don Slime, and you X'd them just gone, hurts my heart. It really does. It really, really does. But I forgive you for that. However, I'm a lot less lenient when it comes to the pacing, especially when it came to Area 6 and skipping Areas 5, 4, and 3. That is something that still irks the living piss out of me. However, I have a better idea as to what's going on. Because again, he is a mangaka. And a mangaka is a very stressful, hard job. A lot of these guys get sick. The main reason why Kubo had to stop Bleach was because of his physical well-being. And Oda takes breaks all the time. Togashi can take multiple year hiatuses. When it comes to stress, his body just like starts breaking down. Mitsutoshi, as far as I recall, did not take that many breaks compared to other authors like Togashi, like Oda. So these are things to know, but let's continue with this Shimabu story. And by the way, at some point I will get to all of this. I definitely will, because I'm not doing Toriko, not by a long shot. We continue the story. Okay, while I've said serialization is all done with, I've actually been doing touch-ups on this book, volume 43, up till just recently. Today is the day that my work on Toriko truly ends. I've drawn Toriko a load of times, but the Toriko I just added on the page before this one is truly the last one. It's really emotional. And this is the Toriko I was talking about. This is the final Seikai wo Itadakimasu to all the ingredients in this universe. Yet unseen, bro. Fuck. Itadakimasu. The Cosmos Mammoth, bro. It's really emotional, though I don't think my art improved at all since volume 1. The art has always been really good when it comes to like the scenery, though towards the end of the series, it did get a little bit, I would say lazy, but now knowing how hard he worked, odds are it was more so just fatigue than actually being lazy. This is the end now, but to my family that supported me throughout my nonsensically busy weekly serialization, that's how he describes it. To my friends that drank with me to help brighten my mood in the hard times. That's how he describes it. To my assistant that worked hard pulling all-nighters so I could just barely make deadlines. To my editor that was my closest supporter through 8.5 years of sweating brains doing Toriko. To everyone else involved in the creation of Toriko. And most of all, every last fan that read Toriko every week and stuck with us to the last volume. Thank you so much for these past 8.5 years. Again, when I said before, we get a greater mindset as to what was going on with him emotionally, physically, given the work schedule. It's there. You have to really sit back and appreciate the amount of work that goes into series, even series that start off really popular but wind up crashing later on, like Toriko. Even series that don't even start off popular. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of sweat. I'm still revved and ready to draw more manga, so I'll work hard so we can someday meet again in the pages of a magazine. He does not say Shueisha, he says a magazine. This has been Shimabu, the guy that still opens bags of splittable chopsticks from the convenience store, pricks his finger and shouts, ouch, on the toothpick inside. See you later. So I will do a review, a video, I should say, of the one-shot that he did recently. Aside from that, there is one final thing. This right here, let me zoom in even closer so you guys can see that better. This is the, what do you call it, like the backside of the volume right here, Shimbakura Mitsutoshi. This is the final volume of Toriko. Now that this long 8.5 years of serialization has ended, I feel so emotional. I just have to thank my family, the staff, the editors, and every one of my readers. Thank you all for sticking with me to the final volume. I worked really hard on this, never thinking a whole lot about the end, but even so, I think it turned out to be a great experience. Drawing manga is really tough, but also, you know, it's really fun. I would love to draw another new manga with this right hand of mine soon. I'll be working at it. Okay then, the results of my diet, 69 kilograms. I didn't make it to my goal, Christ. I guess that's one battle that's still ongoing, or probably for my whole life, in fact. That's around like 2.2, basically like 145 to 150 pounds, like straight up. That is a lot of weight. And yeah, I know, as a big man myself, it's hard losing 100+ pounds, I know. And that right there, folks, is, okay, the spine and cover flap. And that's it, man, that's it. Again, I'm not done Toriko. I will be talking about stuff that also exists in other volumes as well, when it comes to the animal ingredient list, when it comes to the character profile, and so on and so forth. And if you have not already seen it, should check out Addrid's DeviantArt page, where he has the entire final chapter in color, and it is pretty damn good. I'll see you cats later. Be sure to rate the video. It is not that hard to do when you have a device called ZayMouse. Ooh, rate the video, you subscribe, You click on the notification bell to join the squad, as well as comment in the comment section down below, and also check out the affiliate links in the box below as well. And I'm gonna see you cats later. Peace and have a nice goddamn day.